Hello everybody and welcome back to Hollyoaks. Today we're going to talk about Cleo, that being Cleo and Sienna, and honestly one of the funniest moments of soap this year. And yes, it may admittedly be in some really awful circumstances, but the way it was shot and the way it was done absolutely buckled me to no end. I'll also just make it fully clear. I'm pretty under the weather right now. I've got a massive earache and I can't hear out my left ear. So, you know, this probably isn't going to be a full fat edition of the show, but we'll at least talk about some of the more fun stuff of the week. As much as I may be feeling under the weather after last week of not actually covering it, this week of Hollyoaks all landed very, very much so. So, yeah. All right, so what is the funniest moment of the week? The funniest moment of the week and the funniest thing in soap all year for me. And it's within some really dodgy, within some really dodgy stuff. But I'll just give all the context. So, Leela and Joel are still struggling. Joel is still being swayed by Cleo. Leela has been struggling. We reveal that she's been seeing a therapist called Tommy. I don't remember his name, actually. I don't remember the therapist's name. Point being, and this is going to be really mean, but he's fat and he eats food. Which is quite mean, but, you know, he looks like Sam. He looks like Caleb from Clarkson's Farm. God, what's his name? I'm bad with names. And no one's really called him his name. Where is it? Show me his name. Therapist. Tommy! It is Tommy! Oh, Christ. I wish I was better with names. So, been speaking with Tommy, and Tommy goes in for a kiss with Leela because he's kind of doing the incel type. Doesn't even deserve you. Doesn't deserve you, Leela. And so he goes in for a kiss. She gets upset. We see him in the village. He says, look, maybe you guys need to realize that you guys can't really support each other through this. It's like, okay, interesting still. And he gets jealous because in the end, Joel and Leela make up and they kind of decide, hey, you know, this is the future. And just as they get a little bit settled, just as they are happy-ish, a video is airdropped, and it's of the night that she was assaulted by Abe. The night that she was sexually assaulted by Abe. And obviously, her and Joel just ready to move past it. And obviously, the context is horrible because everybody's now seen this video. But where it gets funny is, and this sounds really messed up, but look, I've had a rough week. I needed this laugh. Where it goes is Joel and Leela leave the club. They leave the loft. And then you see in the alley, Tommy's there eating a sandwich. Like he's not just dropped one of the most horrific videos Leela's ever seen in her life. And he's just like, oh, he's just eating a sandwich. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, you mad bastard? It's horrific for Leela, but the way it was set up is so funny because it's like just drops the worst thing you could ever do to a person. Oh. And I feel bad for Leela. It's awful, but fuck me, the way they filmed it, absolute gold. Absolute gold, this was. The one thing they keep teasing, though, they keep teasing that he is someone's brother. And honestly, I have no idea whose brother he may be. And obviously, he's not really been a main attraction of this week, so we cannot tell who. I have no idea who it's going to be. I have no idea who they may be. I have no idea. It's just who knows who the fuck Tommy's brother is. but they keep teasing it being important. Like, are there any blonde people? Are there any blonde people on the show? Um, Someone said Caleb's from Clarkson's Farm. Yeah, I've not seen anybody understanding who or who the fuck this is. So yeah, so that's Tommy, that's Leela. Then again, this is a week for the gays. This is a week for the gays. As I suppose keeping with the theme. Keeping with the theme. Alright, hold on, let's actually figure out who is Tom. Who is Tom? But yeah, point being, nobody really knows who Tommy is. Don't know who his brother's gonna be. That's what I'm interested in seeing. That's what might be interesting. He speaks to Jez, who Jez goes to counseling, and he basically does the Dexter approach, where it's like, I have a addiction, and I keep needing to fill this addiction. And if I don't use this addiction, I feel like this dark passenger takes over. And there we are. Just a little Dexter reference there for you. If you know, you know. And he talks through about... I mean, Tommy just kind of gives very weird therapist advice, saying you don't have to give everything to your partner. You can still be yourself. At the end of the day, you can still withhold some stuff. And the way I see this going is, first, we're going to find out who his brother is. And second, he's probably going to get killed off by Jez. Because Jez is going to reveal too much information, because he kind of even made the joke just like, well, if you don't turn out to be a serial killer or anything, and then Jez is like, that would be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, who is Tommy? We don't know. Alright, I'm feeling a bit worse now. Alright. Cleo and Sienna, they get together finally. Well, not technically together, but they do get together after after like a decent chunk of stoppage time between when they actually started and when they are now. So Cleo and Sienna, we get another thing. For a while, I ended up being a bit of a Cleanus, of a Joel and Cleo stan. Because when Cleo came back, they had that really, really nice like conversation where it's like, it's always been you. And it's like, oh, this is great. It's really nice. But I'm fully on Cleo and Sienna's side. Cleanna is the way forward for me. Oh, yeah, and the thing about Jez proposes to John Paul, who says yes. In a very weird proposal. But he says yes. Oh, yeah. All right, come on. Come on, buddy. Stop giving up on me. But yeah, and we get some nice little fun interactions, and Cleo and Sienna kind of just gravitate towards each other slowly but surely. And the cliffhanger is she going to pick Joel or Sienna? And the real answer is she picks Sienna. And then they have a little drink together. And they start to just piece together, like, you're the one I want to be with. It's always nice being able to talk to you, and I just feel safe with you. And it's going to be a really nice thing. And what's going to happen is the families are going to kind of bicker and interfere and not really want them to be together. But generally, they will get together in the end. And whether it's long-term, it depends how popular or how much they actually want to do. Because it felt like Sienna and Ethan were long term, and then it ended up being that Ethan was gonna die. So you know what I mean. You can't always take these things, but Cleo and Sienna, both have been quite protected. Both have been given really serious stuff, and have generally, for a long time, had a lot of stuff to work with. So I'm not too worried about it. I like the pairing. I do think they have a lot of chemistry, and I think that it's an interesting thing to see. And I like it. And you know, I'm not on the train. I'm not gonna obsess over every single moment, but I'll enjoy it. as we get there. I'm no longer a 15-year-old Stan who lives for relationships anymore. That's just not me. It's not my style. But all in all, a very strong week of Hollyoaks this week. I know I didn't cover last week, but I needed a little break. I've been pretty active doing everything for a while, so I needed a bit of a break. And now I've kind of had an impromptu break because of my ear. But shit needs to continue as per normal. The money doesn't come in otherwise. It does. But hey, there we are. That is everything. I like Cleo and Sienna. Who is Tommy's brother? Oh yeah, and Steve and Rex are getting together. And Lucas went, don't, you better go straight, otherwise I'll ruin your relationship. And Rex says, yeah, I'll do it. Obviously, he's not changing his ways. It's gonna be it's still a weird one where we know what Rex is doing and we know that he is pretty despicable. So it's just kind of it's a very odd way to do things, because we obviously don't like Rex, because Rex is grooming 2 kids for exploitation and drugs. And we're supposed to be like, isn't him and Steve so cute? No, it's not. It's not. But yeah, there we are. That is the episode. Sorry if it wasn't up to my usual standard, but I tried my best. Hope you enjoyed it. What do you think about Cleo? What did you think about Tommy eating the sandwich after dropping the biggest mixtape known to man? Tell me in the comment section. I've been Ash from Watching Walford. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.